Serious, Reddit. What is your least favorite part about being an adult? 1. Having a job. 2. Not having a job. Rock versus hard place. Always feeling like I have something to do. I never fully relax. I only had that feeling for about 6 months after university. Now I'm lazy as frick after work. Might change once I have kids. Shudder. Every day is a cycle. Sleep earlier, wake up early, get ready for work, go to work, come home, make something so you don't starve, enjoy a couple hours of free time, and repeat. The fact that you are told to always give it your 100%, but everywhere else in life as an adult things are half-assed. From the workplace, to road repairs, building maintenance, environmental efforts, all the way up to politics and failed promises, and to just about everything else. While I can understand to some extent, imagining what is possible if just a little bit more effort was involved is almost sickening. And when you want to give 100% and see things through, no one helps you and it end up being 2 to 3 times as hard. Not having the energy I used to have as a kid. I have specific memories of being super skinny, bony, as a child, and I had limitless energy. I was super flexible and could do all kind of cool gymnastics moves. I loved sports. I loved swimming. I'd get home from school at 4 or 5 o'clock and still have energy to go out and play with friends. I could wake up at 7 AM and immediately get out of bed, shower, get dressed, etc. I could run up a flight of stairs in a flash. I could climb crap without even breaking a sweat. I remember very distinctly feeling light and noticing during after puberty that I felt heavier. Small things like standing up from a seated position. As a kid you just shoot up. As an adult, it's not difficult, but I don't shoot about anywhere. I groan when I have to bend down to pick stuff up off the floor. My knees make a crunchy noise when I go upstairs. Responsibility, real world consequences. If you make a mistake you don't just get a bad grade. I just had this vision. Mrs. Joseph, I know you are upset that I fired your son, but it isn't appropriate for you to call the HR department to complain about it. The complete lack of free time. I mean time where there is really nothing that needs doing. Not time when I am putting 100 things off. Yup, when you have absolutely nothing to do you can finally enjoy yourself. But when you're putting everything off to be lazy it just stresses you out to the point you can't be relaxed. For me it's the complete lack of free time. I work 50-60 hours a week, then spend another 5 doing chores, cleaning, errands, etc. Add in 1.5 hours to cook every night, or every second night, an hour getting ready in the mornings. Female here, an hour of TV reading to decompress every night, and I have about 1-2 hour every weekday to do something fun or for myself. The days just seem to go by so fast because it's the same thing, day in and day out. I have no idea how people have children. Getting annoyed at younger people's antics that you used to think were funny, slowly crushing your fond memories with the realization that you were actually just in butthole. Hearing pubescent teenagers on online games is absolutely mortifying. They are not that far from what me and my friends were acting like only a little over a decade ago. Christ, it's horrible. I'm glad I'm not that way anymore. At Christmas time, you are no longer looking forward to the presents. You're looking forward to the time off of work. And realize you're the one who has to buy people presents. Knowing that my parents are immortal. The only way I have been able to handle this is knowing the other alternative would be if I were to die before my parents. If I have to endure their deaths, at least it means they won't be undergoing that suffering. Making new friends. It's so much harder making new friends as an adult. I've pretty much given up trying now. I'm 31. The bills. Hard to say. I'd say the boredom sucks. Nothing seems new or exciting the way it did when you were young and seeing everything for the first time. That and the fact that adulthood is all sticks and no carrots. Doing things right brings few rewards. Doing them wrong brings punishment. A relationship won't make you happy, but being single can make you miserable. A job and money won't make you happy. Being unemployed and poor can make you miserable. Being healthy won't make you happy. Being sick can make you miserable. But honestly, the worst part is your body failing and starting to suffer from pain. Disability sucks, but chronic pain is so much worse. Having so much more money than when you were a kid. but knowing you can only spend it on insanely boring things. This was a big shock for me when I grew up. I never realized how much stuff costs when you add it up, like garbage bags and laundry detergent. I guess the uncertainty. During your younger years, you have your path generally laid out for you. You go to school, then high school, and with that brings many challenges that you must overcome. You feel as if your decisions have no implication. You make your choice and you feel like there's no right or wrong. You feel as if no matter how many wrong decisions you make, you'll have an ultimate fate waiting for you at the end. As you progress older, reality settles in. Your decisions become ever more important and hold greater value and risk. Essentially, when you fail hard. The world is content on letting you die in a gutter, whereas as a kid you have your parents looking out for you. When you become an adult, a lot of your safety nets fail. You lose many connections with friends and family and you have no clear-cut path. Your friends aren't hanging around the neighborhood waiting for you to leave work. A lot of the choices you make are out of survival, where you may explore many different directions in life for several years, where you ultimately make no progress in life. I guess life becomes less and less like your high school cliche, into a confusing haze of random events, in which time asks more questions than it answers. On the other hand, being an adult means that you get to determine your path to some degree. It's a lot harder that way, and there are a lot more obstacles. But the autonomy can be freeing if you don't get crushed by it. Not just the physical pain from an aging body, but the mental pain from a lifetime of highs and lows. You now fear the lows. Remember the pain they caused you whilst you chase the highs. Remember how good they were and realize you don't feel that high now. Even for a normal life, memories of things people experiences you can never relive. To me, that's by far the hardest part. The loneliness. It skyrockets after leaving university. Cleaning. It's Saturday. I live by myself, so I have to clean. You live by yourself so you don't have to clean. Realizing no one really has any idea what's going on, and not having adults to turn to. Losing those you love in unexpected ways. My dad has Parkinson's and it has caused a fast decline the last 2 years. 2 weeks ago he took off in his car with his gun and drove 1,000 miles to Omaha. I fully expected them to find his body, but eventually he called someone. He's not the same person and he's committed crimes because of his illness that the police are getting involved with. The last few weeks have felt like a twisted suspense movie learning what this strange person has done. It's not just that he's sick and suffering, it's that he's gone but still here. The feeling of loss that doesn't end. It's pretty tough. Figuring out what to have for dinner every night. It's such a mundane task and deciding is only half the battle. If I were a child again with the knowledge of this dinner battle, I would never complain about what my mom made for dinner. I am reminded, strangely, of a Marilyn Manson lyric. Nothing suffocates you more than the passing of everyday human events. I think the media, especially social media, makes people think most days are going to be very good or very bad. I find most days to be fairly neutral. Figuring out how to produce excitement on your own is difficult. No support. You frick up, it's on you. You're the one that fixes it. You hurt yourself, make someone angry or just feel sad for no reason, and there's no automatic support network present to make you feel okay. You're the one that schedules dentist appointments, and you're the one who has to convince you that yes, that's actually necessary. If a pipe bursts, the internet won't work, or a horror movie spider gets in, you're going to be the one figuring out how to shut the water off, or being on the phone with the ISP for 3 hours, or fighting a spider with a spatula. The thing I miss most keenly is having a go-to person to fix things when my house goes rogue, make appointments and help me feel better when people call me mean names on the internet. I like how a flood or mutant spider is the same level of pain and anguish as no internet. No judging. I understand completely. Realizing more and more, day by day, that I have nothing to live for. Bills. Oh, you just got paid too freaking bad. Time to spend 3/4 of your check on bills. I spend 4/3 of my check on bills. As an adult, the pain, and children needn't know about the pain. Needing to have a job and work for a large percentage of my life in order to survive. For me it would be the gut-wrenching, Panic-inducing thought of getting closer and closer to the day my parents won't be around. Just last week my dad said he was starting to lose his hearing, at least in his left ear. It was a scary reminder that neither him or my mom are invincible. I'm 24 and I'm about to move back in with my mom, my last immediate family member, to take care of her. It's horrible watching her try and do basic life functions. She can barely walk to the bathroom. I guess I'm the mama now. Making a dental appointment and then going to it. So what you're telling me is, I have to call a stranger and set up an appointment that will make me miss work. To pay another stranger to do something to my mouth that I find painful and or unpleasant, and then have that stranger guilt me about not doing another unpleasant thing regularly? Number. Thank you. Realizing that $1,000 isn't a lot of money. $1,000 is a lot to spend, but not a lot to have. Literally all of it. I'm successful and make a lot of money for my age, but no one will ever convince me that any job is better than no job. College was amazing. I still have tons of friends and I still play games and go out. But in college I did it all the time whenever I wanted. Now I spend 2/3 of my life asleep or at work. I'm not sure it's even worth it. Being unemployed is awesome. Having no money sucks. Having the dog pee on the floor you just mopped? No. Having to dedicate a moment of your life to mop the floor? No. Knowing the floor will get dirty and that you'll have to do this again in a week. Every week. How little free time I have, how much sleep my body requires to not feel like crap, and the consequences of going out and having a good time. Maintaining it all is exhausting. Oh, and hard decisions. The loss of potential with time. When you're young, you're like a stem cell who can potentiate in any direction. As an adult, you become like a matured cell who has a restricted ability to change and enter new paths in life. I believe that this restriction is largely due to social perception ageism. Loneliness, and not knowing how to solve it. It's very hard to find a time when I can forget about everything and let my imagination run wild. My imagination has become stilted. Perhaps also because of my reliance on the internet for entertainment now, rather than my own mind. When I was a kid, everything around me had a life of its own, and I thought the craziest thoughts, such as wondering if I really were a lioness dreaming about being a human. I used to play this game called Magic Carpets, in which I'd close my eyes and imagine going to another place. It sounds lame as heck to an adult, but as a child, your brain is not freaking out about bills and responsibilities, so you can dedicate yourself to truly magical, drug-free experiences, daydreaming and philosophizing. The Bull's office small talk. How was your weekend? Oh, great, and yours? Oh, it was very nice, thanks. Or good morning, how are you? I'm great, and you? I used to hate it, but now it's the only thing that breaks up the monotony of work. It's harder to make bonds with friends like you could when you were younger. You make really strong bonds with your friends through school. It's still easy to make friends when you join new clubs and whatever, but the bonds are hardly ever as strong. Being the friend, sibling, family member who always has had a steady job and paycheck. People assume you are like a bank and want to loan them interest-free money that they have no intention of ever paying back. Currently, dealing with customer service at Verizon. Seriously, frick you, Juanita. So little time for video games. You can do whatever you want. For example, if I want a cookie, I can have a cookie. I can have 3 cookies or 4 cookies or 11 cookies. Sometimes, I intentionally ruin my appetite and then I call my mother to tell her that I did. Hello mom, I just ruined my appetite with cookies. Because as an adult we understand that if we ruin our appetite, there is another on the way. There is no danger of running out of appetites. Jerry Seinfeld. Sitting in the bathtub this morning washing poop off of my son was kind of a bummer. Medical bills. Going to the dentist sucks even worse now. You have been visited by the dinner doggo. Good and also tasty stir fries will come to you if you comment thanks for the recipe, dinner doggo. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check out another video, or don't. Either way, have a great day you magnificent people.